Did you know that there's just one essential vitamin that could be the secret to keeping your legs strong and stable, even into your 90s? Yes, even at the age of 94, many seniors are walking independently, maintaining balance, and avoiding dangerous falls, and much of it traces back to a single, overlooked nutrient. This isn't some miracle supplement or a trendy health hack. It's based on science, long-term research, and the real-life experiences of elderly individuals who are living proof of what the human body is capable of when it gets what it truly needs. Welcome to another video on Elders Companions, your trusted channel for insights, advice, and support for seniors. Have you ever wondered if the older people around you secretly have deeper feelings for you, but they're just too shy to admit it? In today's video, we're going to uncover 6 hidden signs that an older person may be deeply in love with you, even though they might not express it openly. Stay with us, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more valuable content. Let's take a closer look. Across the globe, aging populations face one major challenge: loss of mobility. It starts slowly, a bit of fatigue when walking upstairs, the occasional need to grab onto furniture for balance, or feeling unsteady after sitting down for too long. Over time, this leads to decreased physical activity, weaker leg muscles, and a greater risk of falls which, as we know, are one of the leading causes of injury and hospitalization among seniors. But here's where it gets interesting. Researchers studying elderly populations in parts of Japan, Italy, and even Northern Europe began noticing a surprising pattern. Seniors who had strong legs could walk briskly and maintain balance even past the age of 90. All had one thing in common: they consistently had high levels of a very specific vitamin in their system. That vitamin is vitamin D. Now, you've probably heard of vitamin D in the context of bone health. And yes, it's true that it plays a vital role in calcium absorption and bone density. But what most people don't know is that vitamin D is directly linked to muscle strength, particularly in the legs and hips, the very areas that support your mobility. Let's talk science for a moment. Vitamin D interacts with muscle tissue through specialized receptors. When your body has enough of it, these receptors activate and help muscles contract efficiently, recover faster, and avoid inflammation. In older adults, this translates into better balance, fewer muscle cramps, and more power in the legs. A deficiency, on the other hand, can make the muscles weak, stiff, or even lead to chronic aches and falls. In one long-term clinical study conducted in Sweden, over 1,000 participants over the age of 70 were tracked for 5 years. Those who had optimal vitamin D levels at the beginning of the study showed 40% better leg function and were half as likely to suffer from serious falls or fractures. That's a huge deal when you consider the impact a fall can have on a senior's independence. And the benefits don't stop there. Vitamin D also supports the nervous system, meaning it helps your brain communicate with your muscles. This improves reflexes and coordination, allowing seniors to react quickly if they lose balance or stumble. So not only are your muscles stronger, but your whole body is better equipped to keep you upright. But here's the catch, and this is what makes the topic so urgent. Most seniors are deficient in vitamin D and don't even realize it. Why? Because as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight. On top of that, many seniors spend less time outdoors, wear more protective clothing, and often follow diets that don't include enough vitamin D-rich foods. And symptoms of deficiency? They're easy to dismiss. Fatigue, muscle weakness, joint pain, poor balance. Most people just chalk it up to aging. But in reality, your body may be crying out for more of this essential nutrient. So how much vitamin D do you really need? That depends on factors like age, skin tone, location, and sun exposure. But most health experts agree that seniors over 65 should be getting at least 800 to 1,000 IU international units of vitamin D per day, sometimes more if a blood test shows a deficiency. The best way to know your level: ask your doctor for a simple vitamin D blood test. It's quick, inexpensive, and can tell you whether you need a supplement or just more time in the sun. Now, let's talk sources. The most natural way to get vitamin D is, of course, sunlight. Just 15 to 30 minutes of sun exposure a few times a week without sunscreen can help your body produce enough vitamin D. But remember, this depends on where you live and how much skin is exposed. When sunlight isn't an option, food is your next best friend. Foods rich in vitamin D include fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, egg yolks, fortified dairy, mushrooms, and some cereals. But let's be real, it's not always easy for seniors to get enough vitamin D through diet alone, especially if they have dietary restrictions or poor appetite. That's why high-quality supplements are often the most practical option. Here's what to look for in a vitamin D supplement. Make sure it's vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, which is more effective than DO. Go for trusted brands with third-party testing. Look for combined formulations with vitamin Q, which helps direct calcium to the bones and away from arteries. But supplements are only part of the solution. To truly support strong legs and mobility into your 90s and beyond, you also need to stay physically active, even if it's just light walking, gentle stretching, or balance exercises a few times a week. Vitamin D gives your muscles the fuel, but you still need to move to keep them engaged and strong. Let's bring it back to real life. In Okinawa, Japan, one of the world's blue zones, where people live well into their 90s and 100s, seniors are often seen gardening, walking, or dancing. They spend time outdoors, eat fresh fish, and lead active lives. Their rates of vitamin D deficiency are low, and their mobility is far better than the global average. In contrast, in places where elderly individuals stay indoors more, eat heavily processed diets, and aren't routinely checked for nutrient levels, we see much higher rates of falls, broken hips, and immobility. So, what's the takeaway? It's simple. If you or someone you love is over the age of 60 and you want to protect your legs, your independence, and your ability to move freely, then vitamin D is not optional. It is essential. Even at age 94, your legs can still carry you, your balance can still support you, and your confidence in movement can stay strong if your body is getting the nutrients it needs. Don't wait for a fall to remind you of what you've lost. Be proactive. Get your vitamin D levels checked. Add more sunlight, more nutritious food, and the right supplements to your routine. And of course, stay active, stay curious, and never stop moving. Because growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker.